Hey guys, it's Jill. Welcome back to my channel, and if you are new here, welcome. Today's video is going to be a get ready with me, and this one's going to be a little different than how I normally do it in the aspect of which I'm going to be giving my 20-year-old self advice on how I would do things differently if I could talk to her. Basically like what I would tell anyone who's younger than me, the advice that I would give them, or the advice that I would be giving and will be giving my children. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. I do want to say a huge thank you to Dossier for partnering with me on this video. We're going to get into that in a minute. I also wanted to go through, I got the collection, the Breakfast Club collection from Physicians Formula in PR, and we're going to play around with this. This is amazing. This is a really great collection. I'm super excited for you guys to see this. So there's 2 face palettes, 3 lipsticks, an eyeshadow palette, and also a mascara, which is actually really good as well. So we're going to get into that. I hope that you enjoy. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up and subscribe if you're new here. I absolutely love Dossier's perfume and selection. I mean, iconic scents, designer quality. Does it get any better than that? I just absolutely love them. You guys know I've been working with them for several months now, and I truly love Dossier over here, and I truly thank them for partnering with me on this video today. I did want to mention that Dossier has a new payment method that lets you earn store credit. So what you're going to want to do at checkout is select Catch at the last step of checkout, and you earn a $10 sign-on bonus. So you get rewarded with 10% store credit on every single order. I love Dossier so much because they are a fair alternative to luxury perfumes website, and their perfumes are inspired by your favorite iconic scents. And they start at only $29. And not only do they have inspired by your favorite designer scents for a super inexpensive price, but they also have a try before you decide program where you can order up to 5 scents at a time, and you can try each fragrance before making any commitment at all. You can return any bottles you choose not to keep within 30 days, no questions asked. Return shipping is on them. So Dossier was actually found out of a desire to make premium fragrances accessible to everybody. With Dossier, enjoying clean, ethically sourced, long-lasting, high-end perfume is within reach. And I love what they stand for, and everything is so inexpensive. You can take a quiz so they can help you discover your new favorite scent, where you can shop their perfumes. Again, they are high-end inspired, so YSL, Chanel, Dior, Jo Malone, Tom Ford, Gucci. Those are just to name a few. So many high-end fragrances that you can shop, and again, they're starting at $29. So click the link in my description box to shop, and don't forget to use my coupon code, which is MissGreenEyes10 for 10% off your order. Okay, so I'm going to be getting ready with you today using this new Physicians Formula Breakfast Club collection, which I'm so freaking excited about. So we've got an eyeshadow palette, 2 face palettes, volume 1, volume 2, and then you also have 3 lipsticks and a mascara, which I actually really like this mascara. So you can actually buy this whole entire collection. I will link it down below, and then you could also buy it separately, so I will link it separately as well. So while I'm doing my makeup with this new collection from Physicians Formula, I thought about this. I was talking to my friend yesterday, and I was like, you know, if I could go back and tell my 20-year-old self some things, I would tell her this. And I just compiled a list. I was actually working out this morning at the gym, and I was like, and I literally stopped my workout so I could finish my, my list of things, because I think that it's so important, and I think that so many of us women get so caught up in this timeline of relationship, getting married, finding the one, having kids, all by a certain age. And I feel like it definitely is shifting a little bit to where women are starting to feel like they have more time and they're not ready. You know, they want their 20s to be a time of exploration and getting to know themselves and loving themselves and you know, self-love and self-care, which is great, but I do have some advice that I would give my younger self. So I thought this would be a fun video, kind of a little bit different than anything I've ever done before. So yeah, let's get ready together and we'll talk. So I went ahead and I primed my eyelids off camera. I'm gonna go ahead and use this color for my lid. I'm not gonna focus much on the makeup. It's more the advice part of it, but I'm still gonna show you guys what I'm doing. And I'm thinking I'm gonna use these three for the crease. Okay, so those three, like dip, 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 do, do, do. And then I wanna try maybe a smoky liner look. That's kind of what I'm going for in my head. It could totally change by the time we're done, who knows? But that's what I'm thinking of first off. So, okay. Let's talk what advice I would give to my 20-year-old self. So first thing I would tell myself is do not lose yourself in your relationships with men. Do not let go of your female friendships, because the friendships and the females that you have in your life and the bonds and the relationships that I had built with not just the friends that I had, but also their family members, their mom, their dad, their sisters. I would tell myself to cherish that more. I will never forget this one friend of mine. I had started dating this guy. This one friend of mine I completely was starting to ignore. Like, she was my best friend one day and we did everything together, and then I got a boyfriend and then I never saw her. So she kind of gave me an ultimatum, which I don't necessarily agree with ultimatums either. But to this day, this girl will not talk to me. And her sister had warned me. She was like, I'm telling you, you better think long and hard about giving up this relationship with her, because one thing I can tell you about my sister is when she's done, and when she tells you she's done, she's done. And trust me when I say I have tried to rekindle that friendship, and I tried to, you know, even like friends who were friends with her would be like, you know, kind of like I wasn't as close with them anymore. And I did that over a guy. You know, and I would, if I could go back, my goodness, I would tell myself to treasure those friendships with the female friends. This one girl I was living with when I was 21, 22, we moved to Atlanta. Well, she was actually already in Atlanta and I moved there. Oh my gosh, I was so excited. I actually moved there to be with the guy, but I moved in with my friend, and I would also tell myself, spend more time with her, because I was that girl that if he was busy, then that's when I would hang out with my friends. And I so would go back and tell myself to be independent. Just because you're in a relationship with someone doesn't mean that you have to spend 24/7 with them. You need to treasure the relationship and take care of and nurture those relationships with the other people outside of your significant other relationship. This color is so pretty. I'm gonna be honest, I actually swatched it, and because I was playing around with my friend on the phone, and I had actually just taken my finger and I had just placed it on my lid, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is so pretty. So this color 100% performs way better with the finger than it does with the brush. So I'm just gonna go ahead and finish that with my finger, and then go over this one with my finger as well. This is one of those shades that is also a perfect put on with your finger and go kind of, if you guys want like a 10-minute makeup look from me, because I'm actually looking for a 10-minute makeup look. I'm kind of over, every time I sit down to do my makeup, I'm like, oh my gosh, I have to do full glam or I'm just not going to do anything at all. And I kind of need to find a more happy medium. So yeah. Another thing I would tell myself is to stop doing everything to please the man. You know, do things to please yourself and be a person outside of your romantic relationships, because oh my gosh, the amount of time I wasted caring and just doing things to make the other person happy or being a different person to satisfy them. And honestly, in all reality, when I look back, I'm like, they were really never satisfied to begin with. So yeah, there's that. Second piece of advice I would give myself is do not put your dreams on hold for anybody. Nobody. Especially not a man. Especially not a man. Let me give you some background, girl. I was 21, 22. I had killer, I'm gonna go in with this. I don't know, this is so pretty on itself, I don't know that I want to do any outer corner work. I think I'm gonna try this just to darken it up just a little bit because I don't want to mess up. This color is so beautiful. But I would tell myself, I would definitely tell myself to, if you want to be in a relationship, honestly, what I would tell my 20-year-old self is don't even worry about being in a relationship right now. Go on dates, have fun, meet people, meet men, meet women. Like, I'm not bisexual or anything, and I don't mean like meet men, meet women like romantically. I'm saying just like have fun meeting people. You know what I mean? Like, go out to clubs and get dressed up and do your makeup and just enjoy being young, you know? I will say I did have to get a pretty good job because I was living on my own and I wasn't able, you know, everything that I've ever had in my life, I've worked very hard for. So I always had to work, but let me tell you something. I had an opportunity to become a flight attendant. And the girls that were in the office with me, they were like, I'm telling you, if I were in your shoes and your situation, go travel the world. You're single, you don't have kids, you have no responsibilities, go travel. And when I look back at that, you know, I would tell them, I'm like, I can't leave my boyfriend. They're like, forget your boyfriend, he's not even that good of a guy, like, leave him. I'd be like, no, I can't, you don't understand. And the funny thing is that this guy wasn't even my boyfriend. Like, he was my boyfriend when we moved. He broke up when I moved there. He broke up with me like a month in because I didn't like the fact that he smoked weed. So he was like, yeah, I don't know if I'm going to be able to be with someone who can't, you know, who are going to tell me like I can't smoke weed or whatever. So we were like, I couldn't date anyone else. Or when he saw me or a friend of his saw me with someone else, he would get mad at me and be like, who were you out with last night? Da, da, da. And I was not. I was so devastated because I was so in love with this man, this boy child, that I would not move on, and I would not. So if he ever saw me out with someone, it was like a guy that I may have met, that I may have danced with or whatever, never went home with, never did anything with anyone, not even kissed another guy. Maybe I did kiss another guy. But that was the extent of it. But he wasn't even my boyfriend. He wasn't even my man. And here he was still controlling me, and I allowed it. I allowed this to happen. So I would go back and tell myself, girl, go travel, go get that, go be a flight attendant, go travel the world. Do you guys know the places I could have gone? Paris, London, Rome, like, are you freaking kidding me? And I literally did this. I could have made more money than I was making working, doing payroll. I could have made more money, you know, like my lease was almost up with my friend, so I could have been like, hey girl, which I ended up leaving her anyways to go live with the boyfriend. Nah, girl. If I could go back and tell my 20-year-old self, I would say take that job. Take it. Go be a flight attendant and go travel the world and go have the time of your life. You know, I think about that and I'm like, I wonder if, you know, because I have really debilitating anxiety and I got it when I was 22. I wonder if I had never been with that man, if I would have, you know, when he broke up with me, that should have been the end of it. Like, I was already there. I was living in this beautiful, big, large city where possibilities and, oh, it was just endless. But I was like, nope, I got a man. So he wasn't even a man. So anyways, yeah, I also wanted to go to fashion school, and I had checked out several fashion schools, and I would tell myself, well, if you don't want to do the traveling the world, go follow your dreams, go become a makeup artist, go learn more about it, you know, go to school, or go to school at night. Forget about that. Who cares that you have a man? You'll see him when you see him, and if he's not okay with it, then he's not okay with it, but you follow you. Because let me tell you something, at the end of the day, I don't talk to that man anymore. I moved to Atlanta to be with the man, but I also wanted to follow dreams. But I was so all encompassed with this man and having this dream of being together and sharing a life together with this horrible person who wasn't even worthy of my time or effort or anything. I was taking care of him. There was so much that I wish that I would have not done. When you're looking for a man, don't look for a man that it doesn't have his own. You know, if he's still going to college, but he doesn't have a job, and he should be getting a job, and you're having to pay for everything, you need to leave him. You know, there's so, like, the standards. I would have go back and tell myself, raise the standards with the men. Raise them, okay? Because they ain't worth shit, okay? I mean, ooh. Yeah, but either go to fashion college, follow those dreams, makeup school, esthetician school. There was all of that. The possibilities were endless. I also used to get asked all the time, are you a model? And I used to really genuinely think, like, this is a pickup line. I'd be like, oh my gosh, these men are so freaking annoying. But now that I've kind of done, like, you know, obviously, like, back when I was 20, we didn't have Instagram, we didn't have social media, we didn't have any of that. But I was looking, and I'm like, you know, with my fashion sense, how I was able to dress when I was in my 20s, as far as, like, my body and all of that, girl, I could have even been like a you know, modeling. I could have modeled. You know, I feel like I am very photogenic. I feel like I do work the camera very well, and I know how to pose, and I know how to do different things, and I think that I really have some great features. I would literally get asked all the freaking time, are you a model? Are you a model? Are you a model? If you're not, you should be. If you're not, you should be. And there are people that tell me today, like, you could totally, you could professionally do this, you know, if you wanted to, because you are just, you're very photogenic. And, you know, back then I genuinely just thought, oh, like, these men are just, but girl, I'm telling you, if I go back and tell my 20-year-old self, that was always a dream of mine, but I always shoved it aside because I'm not pretty enough, I'm not thin enough. You know, that was back then with Kate Moss. Like, there was no way I was ever going to achieve a Kate Moss kind of body. I mean, like, if only you would have known. Don't gain weight. Don't gain weight when you're pregnant. That's another thing I would have told my 20-year-old self. Do not just go willy-nilly eating everything, being all like, oh, I'm eating for two. Girl, no. No, you're not. No, you're not. You are eating for one, and you need to watch. Do not gain weight, because I have not been able to take off, you know, my weight since. I gained weight when I had my son, and I have not been able to take it off since. And yeah, I would have told myself that too. But I'm kind of got off track here. But the main thing I would have told myself is, don't do stuff. Don't allow your decisions to be determined by this other person that shouldn't even be included in your decisions to begin with, which was the man, the boyfriend. He should never have been in my equation. If I wanted to go be a flight attendant, I should have went to be a flight attendant regardless of whether he was, you know, we were dating or not. If he loved me enough, he would have supported me in my dreams and been like, yeah, go be a flight attendant. I think that's awesome. This is how, like, I did everything for this man that I moved to Atlanta to be with. I got really sick. I started having severe panic attacks. I got severe depression. We were living together, and he could not. He basically cheated on me. He turned his back on me. And I had talked to him several years later after we had broke up, and he was like, I wanted to apologize to you because you're right, I did cheat on you and I made you feel like you were crazy because I told you I didn't. But you were right, I did, so I apologize, blah, 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 blah. And he was like, but let me tell you something. You never, like, you just literally stayed home and you never did anything. You never cooked for me. You never did this. I was like, I was sick. I could barely get out of bed. Like, I'm telling you guys, I went to stay in a mental hospital for, and I don't share this a lot, but that's how severe my anxiety was in this time period. I literally wanted to die. I didn't know what was going on. I was in panic mode 24/7, and it was so scary for me. And the fact that I had no support, I mean, here's this man being like, where's my dinner? Like, I can't even, I was sick. And he didn't care. He was like, you know, and the thing is that I had taken care of him. We were together for like 2 years before I got sick. I had taken care of him for 2 years. Financially. Now it's your turn to step up, and he did nothing but complain. So, yeah. Another thing I would have told myself is, girl, listen to your intuition. Listen to your intuition, and those, like, it will never steer you wrong. I totally forgot I wanted to do mascara for you guys, to show you guys the mascara. It's good. I actually like it. It's very lengthening. So let me just put it on this eye right here. I don't do mascara a whole lot. I really just use mascara to blend my falsies with my real lashes, and then I'll put them on the bottom. But I put this on the other day and I was like, oh, I actually really like this for, you know, I'm going to do something real quick. I think I'm going to have to stop filming. They're literally right outside my window. So there is the mascara. It doesn't give a whole ton of volume, but it definitely gives it some length. I mean, it's not super dramatic or anything, but I like it. I think it separates nicely too. I'm going to go ahead and do this lash off camera, and then I'm also going to wait for them to finish because, yeah, they're a little loud. Okay, so finally they're done. I went ahead and I just put lashes on, and I'm going to tell you this. Go get this palette. Seriously. Even if you go just to get this gorgeous color, it is the prettiest color. This one. Prettiest color that I think that I've encountered. Are you kidding me? It's the prettiest color that I've encountered in a really long time. It's just like a really pretty bronzy kind of rose gold. Oh, it's gorgeous. So yeah, and these, like, they blended really well. I did have a little bit of fallout, but not too much. I like this a lot. I think the colors are really great. And I added just the teeniest, tiniest bit to my crease of this color right here. And that finishes it off. I love how this came out. Oh, it's so pretty. Okay, moving on to face. I went to the Morphe store and got color matched. This is the Filter Effect Soft Focus Foundation, medium to full coverage, and I got the color tan. Okay. I don't like how thick this is, and I'm more of a more sheer kind of coverage girl, so I went ahead and I also purchased this, which is the Wet n Wild Tinted Hydrator, and I mixed these two together the other day, and girl, such a beautiful finish, and at the end of the day my makeup still looked amazing. So I got this in the color medium tan, and they were both a really great match for me. So I'm going to do the same thing. Unfortunately, I don't have any primer. I'm just going to go ahead and just put more moisturizer on. My face lately has been so dry. I swear, you guys, I turned 41 and it's just like everything. My hair is like, there are so many grays everywhere. Like gray hair, gray hair, gray hair. I'm going to have to start dyeing my hair. My face just is dry all the freaking time. It's just like, it just sucks up all the moisture. So this is the Clinique Moisture Surge. This is a really good, if you don't have a primer, kind of moisturizer to put on because it remains tacky. So it kind of helps. Anyways, I'm just going to do like a pump of this and then a little squeeze of this. Now let's go back to talking about my advice to my younger self. I would say trust your intuition. It never steers you wrong. And I'm just mixing these two together. Never is going to steer you wrong, and it's going to save you so much heartbreak for the future. Because the guy that I dated when I moved to Atlanta, I knew, people would tell me all the time, he's a womanizer. I'm surprised that, you know, he settled down, or that you got him to settle down because we thought that he was going to be single forever. I mean, the things that his friends would tell me, the fact that, like, when we were together, he would constantly flirt and look at other women, and that is a big thing for me. Like, that is so, I've always thought that it's just so disrespectful. So I would have trusted my intuition when it came to that and been like, all right, you need to go ahead and leave him because, girl, he is no good for you. He is no good for you, and he's just gonna be heartbreak central. And he was. I mean, I got my heart broken. He cheated on me. I was left homeless, literally homeless. I was sick as hell. I didn't know what the heck was going on in my mind and my brain. I couldn't function. I literally could not function. I couldn't drive. I couldn't go anywhere. I was literally living on my friend's floor. Thank God she opened up her house to her, and the way that I treated her and left her for this man, I shouldn't have even, you know, she shouldn't have, but she had a heart of gold and let me live on her floor. So I was homeless. I left him. I was homeless. And then I met another person that was even worse than the other one. So yeah, trust your intuition. Never is going to steer you wrong, and it's going to save you a whole ton of heartbreak in the end. Another thing I would tell myself is get counseling. I don't care. And this is for like anyone that may be watching. Maybe you have daughters. Maybe these are some ideas that you never thought to tell them. Even if you haven't dealt with any kind of childhood trauma, but especially if you have childhood trauma, get counseling. Because again, it's just going to help you all around. Become a better person. You know, maybe you feel lost. Maybe you don't know what you want to do with the rest of your life. Maybe, you know, you've been through some childhood trauma. Maybe, you know, they can help you. Definitely be clear about what you're looking for when it comes to a therapist, as far as what you're expecting out of them and whatnot. But I think everyone can benefit from counseling. So I would tell my 20-year-old self, girl, go get you some counseling. And then the therapist would have probably told me, you need to leave. I still wouldn't have listened. I learned this new trick on TikTok. It's from a celebrity makeup artist. And she said this is how we should be doing our concealer. Girl, especially if you're over the age of 40, okay? She was like, just take a brush, a blending brush, and get a tiny bit on the tip of your brush. Do not do this and this, because she said this, you're just wasting product. Like, why do you need to conceal this? And I was like, oh, you're right, because I literally don't have any darkness out there. I don't need to conceal that. I need to conceal this right here. So she said take it and then just use it and do right here. And then kind of like blend it in to the eye right there. But really focus it like out here and then up here. And just blend it. And then you could take it down to kind of blend it into your foundation. And then obviously like to kind of like make it, but don't put any concealer. Just kind of blend it out just like that. And she said, do not set. If you feel the need that you have to set with powder, then go ahead and use the tiniest little bit. But she's like, everyone, if you're doing concealer the way that you're seeing everyone online doing it, you're doing it wrong. Because you are cakey and it's not a good look. And she said if you need more, I mean, just look at the difference. And I can tell you, it is not cakey at all. Like, it looks really good. It looks very nice and hydrated. This is the e.l.f. Camo Concealer, which I highly recommend. But yeah, just take a little bit more, she said, and just, if you need a little bit more, just do the same, repeat the same thing. Hold on, what's that? I have like next to no concealer. I love it. I absolutely love it. Okay, so another thing I would tell my 20-year-old self is to never depend on a man. Don't ever not have your own money. But anyways, if I had had some savings, then I wouldn't have had to worry about needing to go move in with a man I had just met. I wouldn't have needed to, because I would have had my own place, and then I wouldn't have felt stuck. I don't ever want anyone to feel trapped in a relationship. That is one of the worst feelings in the world, to feel like you're trapped because of finances. Always, always, always have your own. Always. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and use this volume 2 palette. This is so pretty, and I'm just gonna go ahead and bronze the face with this one right here. What blush do I want to use? I think these are the two of them side by side, by the way. What do we think? I'm gonna use this blush, and then I'm gonna use both of those, mix them together, and then I'm gonna use the darker bronzer. So the last piece of advice that I would give my 20-year-old self is this. Girl, when you are dating someone and you are looking for someone and you are serious with them, you know you want kids, make sure they have the qualities that's going to make them a good father. And if they don't, run. Because the person that you choose to have children with is so incredibly important. And at that point, you're no longer thinking of yourself. You're thinking of people that you're bringing into this world. And you will mess them up if you choose the wrong partner. Thank you very much. I mean, I'm trying my best, y'all. I'm trying my best, but if I could go back, here's what I'm saying. I'm saying, like, I can't go back and tell myself this, because then I wouldn't have my babies, okay? But this is the advice that I'm giving my children. And I'm not going to say that I would say this to my daughter or not my son. No. Regardless, if you're going to stay home and raise your babies, I don't care if it's my son and he's going to be a stay-at-home dad. I don't care. If that's your choice, that's what you're going to do. I'm all for it. I don't care. But you better have something that you're doing on the side. You better have something you're doing on the side, because I don't ever want either one of you to depend solely on your spouse. Never. I don't care how good they are. I don't care how amazing you think they are. I don't care how you just never know what's going to happen. And then hell, if y'all are 60 and happy and your kids are grown and you've got this beautiful, awesome nest egg, then y'all can go and travel the world and have you a good old retirement. You know what I mean? Like, don't ever depend on someone solely financially, 100%. But also, when you're looking for a mate, look for the qualities. Ooh, girl, that's pretty. I know people are starting to get away from using highlighter, but girl, I love it. I love it. I'm going to put a little bit of bronzer on my nose. I'm not contouring or anything. I'm just going to add a little bit. I feel like my nose kind of has a natural contour right now anyways, because of the sun and the way that my tan kind of is on my face. But yeah, I would tell them, when you're looking for someone that you want to spend the rest of your life with, make sure they have the qualities that is going to make them a good parent, a good mom, a good dad, because you're going to have those, you know, you need someone who's going to be, you want to be able to give them a great parent. Whether you guys make it or not, they should still be able to be a great parent and be able to be in their lives and all of that. So that is what I would tell my 20-year-old self. And honestly, that's what I'm telling my kids. It truly is. Because everything that I've said, like I tell them now, I'm like, okay, like y'all are getting to the age where you're going to want to start, you know, exploring and start, you know, dating or become attracted to people and this and that. And you're going to, you know, if you meet someone, don't ever know what you're looking for. I honestly tell my kids, I'm going to be honest, don't get too caught up in dating right now. Like, enjoy yourself. Have fun with your friends. Go do things. Go find what makes you, you. Because you have plenty of time. My son is 16. My daughter will be 13. You have plenty of time to do all that dating adult stuff. Just have fun. Be a kid. You know, all of their friends are like boyfriend, girlfriend, obsessed. And I'm like, you're in middle school. You're in high school, which I get it. Like, I especially get it, you know, because I was like that too. But again, if I could go back I would tell myself to cherish and nurture those friendships that I had more than the romantic relationships, because I was always the type of person, the type of woman, the type of girl that once I had a boyfriend, you never saw me. Once I was in high school and I was like independent and I had my own car and stuff, no, you never saw me. Because I was always with my boyfriend. I was either working or with my boyfriend. And if he was busy, then I would come hang out with you. And I don't like that. I don't like that. So yeah, I tell my kids all the time, take your time when it comes to dating. Don't become too serious with someone too fast. Because that was another thing too. I had to be the girl that had the boyfriend, but not just the boyfriend. Like, we had to be serious. You know what I mean? Like, I would tell them, date multiple people. You're not committed to anyone until you have a ring on this finger. Truthfully. Don't go cheating on anyone now. Don't go deceiving people. Don't go manipulating people. Be open and honest and say, hey, I'm not looking for anything serious. I'm not looking to settle down. I'm young. I want to have fun. I want to date and experience life and whatever. Get to know myself. Have fun with someone else. You know, date. But I'm also not settling down. I don't just see one person. Don't be going to sleeping around with everyone either, you know, but don't, I mean, if you meet someone, you meet someone. But I'm just saying, if I go back, I'd be like, girl, enjoy your 20s. Enjoy your 20s. Before you know it, you'll be old and gray, and if you didn't do all the things I told you to do, you're either in a miserable relationship with someone that you can't stand and you resent and you hate, or you're single, struggling trying to get in this dating world, being a 40-year-old, I don't know, who finally has standards and then realizes how hard it is to date when you actually have standards. And how small that pool is, you know? That's why it's so important that you have standards when you're young, you know? You know, I could be possibly like with the man of my dreams who has always treated me, you know, with kindness and respect, instead of wondering why my ex-husband's not in jail for not paying child support and never seeing his kids, you know? I don't know. I'm gonna go do my brows real quick, and then we'll do lipstick together. I'm also gonna line my lips, but I wanted to try on this, of course, the nude one, but this one is the I Don't Like Mondays color, so I'll be right back. This is pretty. When I tried it on originally, I didn't have makeup on and I really didn't like it that much, but very pretty. Y'all know I love me a good nude. It's kind of, I feel like it is a bit of a, yeah, it's definitely a matte. So I'm going to put a little bit of gloss over top, and then we're going to call it a day. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video and the advice that I would give my 20-year-old self, and also the advice that I'm giving my kids when it comes to romance and love and relationships. I genuinely think that your friendships are so incredibly important, and nurturing them and loving the people that mean the most and spending the most time that you can with them, and not just singling out one person or spending all of your time with one person. I genuinely feel like you should have a friend for different scenarios and situations. That's my goal, like, now in life, is to make a friend that I can go shop with, make a friend that I can go to lunch with, make a friend that I can go have brunch with, make a friend that I could go clubbing with or to bars and go out with at night with, have a friend that, you know, we do like spa days, or, you know, just like have like a friend for different occasions that, you know, they're always down for this specifically. Or, you know, I think that's so incredibly important, to have people in your life, and just do it right when you're young, because it's so much easier to make friends when you're younger than it is when you're old and gray and 40. I'm not really old, but, you know, like older. So yeah, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed making it for you. Don't forget about Dossier. Link is down below in the description box for you guys to purchase this. Don't forget about coupon code, and using coupon code MissGreenEyes10 to get 10% off. Huge thank you to Dossier for partnering with me on this video. I will also be linking this whole entire collection. I think that this is great. I really love the blush, the highlights, the bronzer, this eyeshadow palette. If I would say anything, the eyeshadow palette for sure. But I also am an eyeshadow junkie, and truth be told, I'm someone who would rather play up my eyes and have my eyes be the center of attention. That's why I'm kind of always just like in nudes, and I don't really do a whole lot. I like my skin to kind of be able to peek through, and I don't wear like super full coverage foundation or anything, because I just love the attention to be on my eyes. So I just love this eyeshadow palette. I think there's so many great colors, and it's just so beautiful. And I came up with such a basic look, but I feel like it looks so glam. You could totally go out at night with this, or you could go, I mean, I would totally wear this right now. I mean, whatever. The lipsticks are cool. I mean, I think that they're a little cheapy looking, I'm not gonna lie. They look a little Barbie-ish to me, but I really like the nude was really pretty, by the way, just so you guys know, because I get questions all the time, and I'm like, I don't know what I put on. I literally just grab things. I put on top of that the Buxom lip polish in the color Claire. I really don't like this. I actually want it to be a little more nude, so I'm actually gonna tone it down a little bit. It's a little too pink for me. So I'm going over with the Maracuja, Tarte Maracuja with Peachy Beige. And that just has my lips like super juicy looking. So yeah, that's going to be linked. Dossier is going to be linked. I also want to mention too, don't forget to subscribe to my Patreon if you guys want to know what it's like to date as a 40-year-old. There's a tier for that. If you guys want a Zoom call with me, there's a tier for that. And then also there's a tier for me doing like a kind of like a tell-all book, kind of in video form type of deal. So don't forget to subscribe to my Patreon if you guys are interested. And thank you so much for watching. I love you guys. Have an amazing day, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.